All right, and we back on another episode of the Puff Pass. Here with Sean. Got a very special, got a very special guest with us here.
You good?
Yeah.
Damn.
Rhea, aka Dakota Winter. How you doing?
I'm good. What's up, guys?
I think this is a week 8 of the podcast. I like to keep track.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 8.
Right here before the holiday season, the holidays and everything. You guys have anything planned? Anything special planned with the fam this Christmas?
No, not really.
Word.
You know, I already told you I don't really celebrate holidays and shit.
That's right. I forgot. How about you, Rhea?
I'm supposed to go visit family outside of town. I don't really feel like it.
Really?
I don't like driving no more.
Traffic.
Is it far?
Oh, the traffic's
Is it still in Maryland or you gotta go out of state?
I gotta go out of state.
No doubt. I gotta go out of state as well. So.
Where you gotta go?
Jersey.
Jersey boy.
Yeah, I gotta go somewhere near there.
Yeah, it's about like 2 hours, maybe like 2 hours 40 minutes, like to get there.
I just it's cool, because that side of my family is really good cook, so the food is always perfect.
So it's banging.
Nice.
Yeah. Is that your mom's or your dad's?
My mom's.
Yeah, definitely. Nice. Yeah, I'll probably be heading up there maybe Monday. Well, no, not Monday. Probably on Christmas Eve. So I'm probably gonna be hitting a whole bunch of traffic on the turnpike. It's not gonna be cool, but here we are. Here, got Rhea. You know what I'm saying? Definitely excited to have you here. You know, I got the opportunity a little bit early on to actually be a guest on your podcast, which was dope. Definitely appreciate that. So it's just cool to have you here today.
What's the name of your podcast?
It's called Champion Sound. I
Yeah.
may change the name.
Really?
To be determined.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Champion
Right now it's
Sound.
Champion Sound.
Yeah, it's a cool little setup y'all got. You know what I mean? And I think you guys shoot or go on air every Tuesday also, right?
Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. It's a 1-hour show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It streams live on 1500podcastcity.net, and then it's uploaded to the website.
Okay. Yeah, I never even heard bars yet. So I guess I didn't know that. Let me take note of that. Hold up.
I think we episode. I would have to go back. I think we was episode 4 or 5.
Right. Okay. So we're early up on there. You said the website. What's the website again?
1500.
Got you. Is it 1500 City Sound? You said
1500 Podcast City.
Oh, Podcast City. Got you. It's .net, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, no, that was definitely a dope time. We definitely talked about a lot of cool things. I guess we could try to first, explain to the guests how I met you. I know I met you through Rodney and Ira. You know, you're definitely a pretty dope rapper. Or artist, singer, whatever. Kind of explain to us when you started, getting into the music and touching into your artistic side.
All right. I'm gonna give y'all the condensed version. So I started rapping. Well, I used to write poems when I was little. I was always good at poetry. One time my poem when we had our 5th grade graduation was on the brochure.
Nice.
So I always knew I could write. And then it was a BET cipher. I think it was early because it was Chris Brown, Tiger, and the BET Hip Hop Award cipher, and it was this James Brown beat. It was a sample, and I think that's the first time I wrote a rap.
Yeah.
It was a freestyle, and then I did it to Drake's. I don't really think they ready for my wardrobe. Going in for life.
So you just heard that beat and you were like, "Yo, I need to write something to that."
I was like, I had this thing. Okay, so I had this thing about Tiger. I liked his music, but I thought he was corny. I thought he was goofy. He was just kind of this weird guy, and I was just like, I can do better on this beat than this shit. And then.
Yeah.
Chris Brown, he killed it. Chris Brown always could, do the rap thing. So I was just and it was a James Brown beat. James Brown, his drum patterns and setups is a major influence of what became hip hop. It's one of, I don't know what James Brown song it is, but it's one of the most sampled songs in hip hop ever.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because of the drum pattern. So
yeah.
It's and it was the Payback. Everybody likes Payback. So it was that same beat, and I just remember writing something to it, and I remember being 16, and I put that in my rap, and then it
Nice.
just went from there. So then I had been working at this call center, and this guy, I sent him one song I had recorded. He was like, I don't like the other guy, but you dope. I want to work with you. So he brought me down to the studio. And I met
wait. So you were at work and you were rapping?
I was at work, and
Yeah.
I skipped over that. I had a conversation with this guy, and because he said something about he wanted to manage me, and he was like, I heard you make music. I was like, yeah, I make music, because I made a song with another guy that used to work there.
Right.
So I let him hear the song, and he was like, I really like your part. Like, you sound super dope. He was like, I don't like the other guy, but I like your part. Like, I want to work with you. I think you got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Ever since I started rapping, it's always been niggas to gravitate towards me and say they want to help me with my rap career and manage me. And it's always kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So as a female, you do have to be cautious about that. And you notice the trends of why men are wanting to get close to help you with music. So so it's always something you have to be conscious of. But I just went with my gut, and I met him at the studio. I took a male friend, and it was this white guy playing beats, and I was like, these beats are hard as fuck. I was like, I need this beat. And it was Jesse, and Jesse ended up giving me the free beat, and he kept talking about Ira and me and Ira, and I was like, who the fuck is Ira?
Yeah.
So I came back like a couple weeks later, and I recorded, because Jesse had gave me a free beat, and Ira came on the session, and after I did the song, he sat me down. He was like, yeah, but I think you're super dope, and I just want to be a part of your musical journey, and blah blah blah. Like, it went on that whole thing.
Yeah.
So from there, I started hanging and recording, and then he told me to go up rods, and I bluffed like a couple of times because it was super far. And then I finally came, and I remember you was in the kitchen. It was you, and it was some couple other people, and that's the first time I met Justin.
That sounds right.
I was wondering how you met Ira, but that explained it all right there.
Yeah,
so.
definitely sounds right.
That's
Good.
the story.
That's pretty interesting. That's interesting as shit.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah. So like, at that time, I was actually living at Rodney's house. You know, I used to be his next door neighbor. I used to live in the house that was next door, but my parents sold it, moved away. I still had to stay out here because of job and shit. But yeah, those.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was cool. It was nice. It worked out great. You know what I mean? But because I was actually going to Towson and had to finish up one more semester and graduated. Then I moved with my parents to where they were at, and then I found a job back up here. So his mom actually let me move back in. You know what I mean? A second time.
Okay, cool.
So that's when I met you. You know, everybody in the stew. And then you came through a few times, and definitely, like, to attest to Ira and everybody else, you definitely are talented. Definitely are dope. You not only do you rap, you also, definitely add melodies. So, I mean, has that kind of always been something that you, dabble with as well as far as, like, singing as well?
Yeah, I've always had, like, the duality.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, if not my favorite artist, is Lauryn Hill.
One
of the perfect examples of someone who did both.
Yes.
So it was always important to me, and I just like Missy Elliott, another major influence. She sang and she rapped. I just like melody type of songs, it's the type of people I gravitated towards. I love rap, but my heart is always going to be with R&B and like 90s R&B. So I find myself singing songs, writing R&B songs, but it doesn't always match. So it's like I have to force myself to put it into my raps to create some type of melody, because it's like I don't have the training to sing it how I want to, so I have to do some kind of like fusion.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I know one of my questions I was gonna go, and you kind of segued right into it as far as some of your influences. Obviously, definitely deep Lauryn Hill in there. You said Missy.
Drake. I can't stand on Drake. Good or bad.
Right.
His music's been very influential. Also,
the last
Kanye
decade.
West.
Yep.
Yes.
It's been influential.
It's a lot of people. As far as production, also Kanye West again, Timbaland, Neptunes. It's like that type of thing.
Those are all, legends in the game.
Yeah.
Now, as far as kind of music in your household, is that something that that was around you, your parents listen, who kind of got you into listening to all that music?
As far as rap, I would definitely have to say my older sister would listen to, was into like Kanye West heavy.
Yeah.
Like, and so I got into Kanye West. I remember being young as shit.
How old are you, if you don't mind me
I'm
asking?
23.
So
right
23,
now.
okay. All right.
Yeah, so I'm finishing out my Jordan year. I'm
Yeah,
like 24
yeah.
in a couple months.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that. My mom listened to more old school, so I have so much of an appreciation for like the disco era and the Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my favorite shit is old. My favorite song of all time is a tie between "A Song for You" by Donny Hathaway and "If This World Were Mine" by
Classics.
Luther Vandross.
Yeah, yeah.
So R&B is still in the top 10, but it can't take the top 2 spots for me because of my mom being older. Like, she had me late. So I just have an old soul, and I have a different appreciation and love for like older music.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
dope.
can see that. Are you a fan of like Jill Scott? Like,
That first CD,
yeah.
it's still like when I ride with my mom, the CD is still in the car
Yup,
today,
see?
and she has like the 6 CD like changer,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she puts it on, and it's like
That's like the
let's take
same.
a
That's
long
how I was
walk,
brought
yeah.
up too.
That's
You know
dope.
what I mean? Listen,
That's
my mom
nice.
listened to Jill Scott, Anita Baker. You know what I'm saying? Let me think. Who
My mom
else?
used to, just to segue back into the Lauryn Hill, my mom used to play Miss Education of Lauryn Hill all the time.
Yeah.
I
No.
was like a child saying, care for me, like.
Yeah.
So
Classics.
you just
right
grew
there.
up with that type
Classics.
of influence around. That's
But
dope.
she was older, you know what I'm saying? At this time, my mom had to be in her 40s.
Right.
So I just like the appeal that Lauryn Hill had to so many different people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely influential in like so many ways, you know. Now, as far as are you from this area, like the Baltimore area, or
Born
you've
and
always been
raised,
been in this area?
Yeah, Baltimore is like in me. I've always been an introvert, so there are things that it's just like that's my city, but I'm a different reputation of the city, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
Definitely.
I don't
Definitely.
do Baltimore shit, you know. It's
Yeah.
like sometimes you hear the accent, sometimes you don't, and that's all connected to like my school. I went to a private, predominantly white school.
Gotcha.
So, you know, like in those fundamental times, I was taught to speak correctly with manners
Right.
and, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
So,
You go some places they get surprised. They're like, oh shit, speaking you pretty articulate. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know how many times
You're
I've
well
heard that
spoken.
shit?
What?
and
Yo,
it's,
that's
it's a roll your eyes and like pick your battles type of
Right,
situation.
right.
They will bait you into some shit and
Yeah.
you got to suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
But I went to a charter school in high school, which was predominantly black. It was art based, and it was like we were the only graduating class.
What school is that?
It's called.
You don't want to shout it out?
I'll shout it out. No one's ever heard of it, so they
Alright.
always like. It's called City Neighbors High School.
Okay.
My class was the first graduating class.
Wow. So it's a new school.
Super new.
Yeah.
So it's like that's when I kind of got like a culture shock, I guess, and started hanging with like a lot more black people and seeing what it's like in public and how the education is different. And I went from wearing a uniform to wearing whatever I wanted, so it was just like different. So then, and then people would always say I talk weird or I talk white. And then so I did change my vernacular and how I talked so that I could fit in a little bit more. So sometimes like when I get mad or like certain energy, I'll give like a white girl. That's just cause like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sounded so white and I'm like, I can't help it.
that's
Right,
funny.
right. That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
And definitely also something I noticed about you is like you definitely have a sense of style as far as like your dress. I mean, does that come from a particular place as well, or like are you into like the
Does
vintage
that come from the
shit?
uniform
Like,
and then getting free
you know
of
what
that
I'm
shit?
saying? Like I fucks with what you got on right now, the denim
Thanks.
jag. Look, you got the vintage Nautica. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Does that come from a certain place as well?
I would say it's new. I've never been into vanity. Most of the time I don't like the way I look. So, and I don't like to draw attention to myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sound conceited, but because I know I have a pretty face and I get attention already, I don't like the extra shit that comes with it.
Yeah.
And I'm a natural tomboy, so I just dress
Just,
regular.
yeah.
Like, but I don't want to look like a slob. But
Right.
I don't like spending too much time into myself because I have shit I want to do. I don't want to be in the mirror all day.
You about your business.
Right.
For sure.
So
Dope.
But being out and having to meet people and musicians and introduce myself, I know there's just a certain level of effort that I have to put in.
Right.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm growing. I'm not like a little girl anymore. I'm about to be in my mid-20s. You gotta step it up.
Yeah, for sure, for
I'm
sure.
mad at that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like that's why like the guests that we've been having on, you know what I mean, are all people that I know that like are tapped into a specific culture, tapped into doing something, you know, they have an entrepreneurial spirit, whatever, and you know, they get just giving them having a platform to talk about stuff, you know what I mean? So definitely that's what I, you know, see in you as well. So like definitely, you know, happy that you came through. Now as far as like kind of like your upbringing going through, like you mentioned you went to the charter school, kind of how like have you like as far as experienced different things being in that culture and then, you know, coming back home like to your regular family, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, and the thing is, growing up, I didn't have like outside friends or neighbor friends. So really and I didn't hang with my family. You know, people who grew up with cousins that are the same age. I never had that because I didn't talk to my father's side like that. And my mother's side, she was the youngest and had me late. And all her siblings had their children early. So it was such an age gap. I didn't have no one to hang with. So I've always had the type of personality and energy, I guess, that people draw towards me. But it's the people that draw towards me. Mm-hmm. So it definitely was different when I was like at a white school and like with these white girls, and I didn't necessarily gravitate towards the black girls that were there. I don't know, it was weird, but I would gravitate towards a white girl and we would be cool, but I'd just be like, you don't understand me, you know? Yeah. So then I got to high school, I'm like, well, it's people that look like me. I'm gonna find somebody who understands me now. Still, no one understands me. Everybody's so different. So it's just kind of something I've gotten used to, like bringing energy in, meeting cool people, getting to share experiences, but it's just those differences always like bounce me away, and I find someone new, and I find somebody new, and that's just kind of how it's been.
Man, no, I definitely get what you're saying. Like as far as like that.
Did that answer the question?
Yeah, no, yeah, okay. Definitely. I know it was kind of I don't know, it was kind of a weird question, I guess, but like as far as like like what you're saying as far as just like meeting people organically, you know what I mean? Not really kind of gravitating to one crowd. I mean, I can say the same thing because like the school we went to, you know what I mean, there wasn't not that many people that look like us for real. So it's like you kind of have to evolve, but I feel like I was just, you know, I would let people come in as they go, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I didn't feel like I fit in one particular crowd either, you know what I mean? But
there was a girl at our school that thought I was two different people when I had my afro and my hair braided.
Wow.
Yeah,
I remember you told me that shit.
Blew my mind, yo.
That's crazy right there, yeah.
That was crazy.
So like things like that, you know, I know you mentioned like the use, you wanted to talk about the use of like the N-word, you know what I mean, which I thought was an interesting topic. And, but pretty much what I was getting with the question was just like, you know, being in those different environments, like, you know, cause like myself, you know what I mean, most of my friends black, but then I get redistricted to a school all white, like it's just different. You experience different things, you know what I'm saying?
It's like a different comfortability, and it's not anything that I take for granted because the job I have right now is predominantly white. Right. So I know how to maneuver enough in that culture and environment. Right. So I don't feel like a fish out of water.
So I want to say when you went to that school, like, so would you say overall, like, you were pretty much openly embraced, or was it like weird for you?
The white one?
Yeah.
No.
No, like you caught a lot of flack. Did
Not
you get weird questions and stuff?
Weird questions all the time.
Yeah.
Just it's just such a difference. It's like
it's crazy. It's crazy.
But the thing is how they move. It's very, subtle. It's not.
It's not in your face.
Yeah.
It's not in your face.
It's like a bunch of undertones.
We're talking about young girls, young, rich white girls. So it's even more of that. The sneakiness, the passiveness, that type of shit, and it's just like I recognize it. Yeah. I see what that is, and it is different when you go to a predominantly black school, and the girls, that culture of young girls, it is different. And I definitely like peep that and
But shit like with the hair and shit like that going through, was there like weird like?
Just
I know that could be a weird.
Care about like yes, it's always like boys and shit like that, but it is just like a.
Oh yeah.
And they got a different set of problems than you. Like you might hear them like complaining about like some shit that's like, yo, I wish I had that type of shit to complain about. Like, you know what I mean? Like type shit like that.
It was definitely those type of moments.
Yeah,
that's funny.
No, I mean, we can both, me and Shaw can both attest to that. But now, as far as kind of like now with what you got going on, are you involved in any other type? I know you have your podcast going on. I know I've seen you perform too. You know what I mean? Do you have anything like that? You know, in the works for 2020. You know what I mean? Like we're already up to the
upcoming shows.
Crazy.
No upcoming shows. I do a couple of, right now I'm working on feeling comfortable to get to a show. So I've been hitting up open mics and performing.
Oh, that's dope.
So
when would the next one
how's
be so we can check you out? Like,
you been getting comfortable?
No.
Still hard.
I'm not comfortable at all. Like,
have you ever done karaoke?
Very seldom.
Yeah.
Like once or twice my whole life.
I listened. There was before the Weeknd dropped Starboy, like, you know, he don't really do weekends and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, interviews and shit. He did an interview, and he was talking about, and this was coming from the Weeknd, so this blew my mind, but, like, he was basically talking about stage fright and shit like that, and how he, like, I mean, you think somebody who looks as comfortable as him on stage and all that, and, like, has that type of fan base, like, how he was never going on stage like comfortable and shit. That's why he would drink so much and shit before shows, so he could just to get up there to be able to perform, because that shit was just, it was hard. Like, you know what I mean? So
that makes sense with him.
So it's like,
his
whole, damn. You know what I mean?
Come up was like him being anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't ever show his face.
So he's not.
Until
think about a big artist like that had nerves, stage, you know what I mean, stage fright problems and shit. So it's totally normal, I think, for artists to feel like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like it's. I do think I will eventually get to a better place, but like when you look at Summer Walker, she's done a lot more shows than I have, and she still hates it.
Exactly. So she just straight up hates it.
Hates it. It's like I can understand that. I've heard so many people talk so much shit, and it's just because they don't understand.
They don't understand. And she kind of just blew up out of. She was just a regular person.
She was.
You know what I'm saying?
She was, because she came out with the song, Girls Need Love.
Yeah.
She came out
like
with
the
that
regular
song.
version without. Yeah.
That was on an EP that came out last year. There was no noise about the EP. That song, Girls Need Love, was still bubbling. I would say like it was an underground hit. Like black females, they loved it, but it wasn't on the radio.
Did she still know, or like was she still involved with London on the Track at that time though?
No, this is way before.
Before that? Yeah.
Well, at least before it came out, but no, this was recent. No, because she had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing her boyfriend. It was a totally different vibe.
It wasn't,
Not till she got with London on the Track that like things.
They just
they took off.
Yeah. Then
but she was already like she was getting there.
Right.
But she also released a smaller EP earlier this year, and it was like some live tracks. I really like it, but again, it wasn't like
wasn't bubbling like that.
No, it wasn't making noise like that. But then when this happened in London and pictures and
she's a superstar now.
She's a superstar now.
Yeah.
But the campaign was cool. Like they had these pink payphones all over like different places in the world, and you could go to it and talk on it. It was super cool, like super original. Interesting, but that's also some money.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy marketing ploy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like shit like that.
But yeah, going back to what we were saying, it was like, what do you think about as far as with your career, how you would want your career to go? Like as far as artists using that, that anonymous thing, like or anonymity. I hope I'm saying that right.
I would love it. Yeah. I would love it. Like. For example, Maxwell. You don't know shit about Maxwell. Yeah. He's very private. He's another one.
But you know who the fuck it is when you hear that shit. Yeah, when you hear that voice. Yeah, definitely.
But that's the thing that I feel like your music has to be good enough that someone is willing to only accept a small piece of you. Mm-hmm. And especially in this world, it's super hard.
I think in this day and age, especially if you're gonna get under a label, they're not even gonna like let you probably do that almost because of the whole social media shit.
Depends on your contract.
Yeah. It depends on what you build before they sign you, and then whatever negotiation power you have there. Yeah,
people, because Meek just
you got to bring money to the table. Yeah, you got to bring bread to the table.
Capital, all that shit. Meek just posted about rappers getting slave deals.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So it's just like,
it's terrible, yeah.
Shit is strange, but that's why I want to be independent. But you gotta have a team, and the team takes a long time to build. Like, you can't just get random people, because we regular people, we don't have money to start paying people to do shit. We don't, you know what I'm saying? You gotta meet, network, find friend. This person knows how to do this, and come together. And that shit just takes so much time.
For sure.
And it takes money, and it's like.
And then it's like this person working full time, might be in school, this whatever. Then you gotta line up schedules on top of that.
People bluffing.
And then, all the time.
Bluffing is
right.
Bluffing's at the top.
Right.
Bluffing is a disease. Like I get it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we all suffer from bluffing. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like something slip your mind.
I did say that, didn't I? Let me think of some reason to get out of
this. Right. But
I just don't respond.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it because it's really bad.
Petty.
I just won't respond in that time.
Right.
Because it's way too hard trying to like get the person back on be on their good side.
On that,
fucked up.
Right. But yeah, going back to what you were saying about a team, like, it's super important. You know what I mean? You see all the different people a lot of people that have made it, you know, have had a team of people that might not be the rapper, might not be the producer or whatever, but you know, they do something. They all put it together, and then somehow that works. But like you said, everything has to be on the same page. Everybody has to be on the same page, and that's like the hardest part, you know. But I definitely think doing it with your fam, that's something that makes it easier. You know what I mean? Like, but.
But one of my favorite people, her name is Issa Rae. She has a show on HBO called Insecure. Y'all heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Never
it's
watched.
Really good, but it's a chick show, so I can understand why y'all wouldn't. But I think you would like it.
Yeah.
But she's such a creator, and she's creating good black content, not just I threw some money at it. At the black people, do whatever you want with it. It's like good quality. It represents our culture. It's funny. It's fresh. That type of shit. So she started off doing a YouTube series. Insecure was a YouTube series that HBO bought, and she was talking about like her mind state about business is that she didn't look to like executives and rich people to like give her money. She just found different people through her friends that, can you be in here? Can you do this? And then she just found all these people of friends to come together and build with.
Right.
So that changed my mind state. I stopped looking for someone to kind of save the day and just started looking at people around me who I can utilize to help me get to my goal, but also offer something to the person, because I'm not selfish.
Build a dope network.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Hell
so this is all about, man.
We
building a dope network. Because there's a whole bunch of people out here just in this area right here that are doing pretty cool things, extraordinary things. You know what I'm saying? Like in the art world. You feel me? So I feel like it's definitely important to, you know, if there's an event, go to an event. You know, YG Addy got the Merino Infantry show. I'm going there and I'm gonna see if I can network. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's all about, man.
As you should. If you have no reason not to, just go.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, fortunate enough, we live in this area, you know, we can get it popping, you know what I'm saying? But
we gonna get it popping.
But I'm talking about just this area in general, like this. But Baltimore never really gets its shine like that. But there's definitely a bunch of kids out here doing cool ass shit.
That's the problem. We have no network.
Right.
It's like it's a network when you go to New York. It's a network when
That's
you
what
go
I'm
to
saying,
Atlanta.
yo. That's
It's not a network. Shit is broken. There's like in the concrete. There's certain flowers that's poked out,
Right.
but a lot of them actually died at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
The culture here? This is a very negative. It's like I just look at the world and people like flowers. If it's like concrete and no sun and no water, nothing to like, no nutrients in it, it can't fucking grow. Like this soil that we have in Baltimore, I feel like it's just a lot of bad spirits. It's a lot of bad energy, and it's the crabs in a barrel, crabs in a bucket mentality. It's a lot of that shit.
A lot of individual, a lot of self.
By the time you become an adult in Baltimore, I feel like, well, which is the world, period, but definitely in Baltimore, it's that kind of good in you is already been tainted. It's been like miled down because you feel like you got to be hard. You feel like you got to be on guard, especially dealing with people. Just how crazy it's been a rough year in this city.
Yeah, lately it's been extra wild,
especially for black folks, man. Like it's crazy.
It's spewing up like the president shit, all that, and just like I hate to say it, but the shit, in my opinion, not to go too super political.
Yeah, no, we can though.
Right.
Take it there.
Starting with Obama,
right?
There was definitely a shift because it automatically made white people feel uncomfortable because they felt like they're not in control. You know, the majority of people are not that smart. They don't know politics. They don't know that the president really doesn't have all that power.
No power.
Right.
Yeah.
You see someone at the top, but you don't think about all the legs and everything moving neither. So that definitely made them feel. We've been complaining about Bush. Like, niggas hated Bush. Niggas thought Bush did this. Bush ain't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that made white people uncomfortable. So that's when you started seeing all these racist signs. It didn't matter what Obama did. He did something wrong. They would talk about Michelle, say like she looked like an 8, and like talked about his children. I would see super rude stuff. I started seeing more Confederate flags.
If Obama just blanked when he wasn't supposed to, like, motherfuckers would be like,
problem. Less than here, he hasn't done anything. I started seeing a lot more Confederate flags. Just seemed like white people were
kind of just to show like, fuck what y'all got going on in the presidency. We still are this, but you're right.
Like,
but I mean, even
they gotta fly their shit. Like
still,
fuck
like
that.
people want to like you see the president. Our president just got impeached. I see people on social media try to like really compare. Like they try to justify their love for the president.
A lot of people didn't know how many Trump fans they had on their socials. By showing statistics of
the economy and like how low unemployment is like this year. You know what I'm saying? And compare it to Obama's statistics. And somebody literally had the nerve to post 2019 statistics from Obama's 2009 statistics when like we were in a recession. I'm like, yo, how does these numbers factor in the recession that we were in 07 and 09? Of course the fucking economy is going to be better now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the economy's better because Obama helped fix that shit to make it go right.
Yeah, because two things. I think, well, first of all, everybody always wanted to underlook the fact that when Obama got in office, the country was fucked up. Like, he came into the fucked up economy. So it's like, and then once he got in there, they're like, it's Obama's fault. Right. Yo, he just got here. Right, he just got through the door. How are you saying that?
But it's like, yo, like somebody, my friend literally got under this news statistics and was like, yo, like, and explain to him that like, yo, this statistics, what you're showing me is like, it's clickbait, and one, it doesn't have any context behind it.
But not,
you feel me? Like, and then he was quiet.
I don't know, like,
super.
Like I said, I'm not like super. I'm not going to act like I'm super into that shit. But I know I've seen or heard something like, basically saying though that like a lot of the shit that Obama did would basically come into play in these forthcoming years, which is why the stats is up. So it's like what he did took time. So like in the years coming is when that would show. Trump just happened to get in office after him.
He's claiming.
I mean, he's gonna reap. He's reaping those statistics, and in the next coming years, all the fucked up shit, you gonna probably see that shit go down. But probably the next president gonna catch that.
Yeah, and I mean, some people don't really understand.
You think he's gonna get reelected?
That's he might. He
I wouldn't
very
be
well
surprised.
might. I mean,
Yo,
he very well might.
Possibility.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's kind of a mid-strong possibility.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he'd be probably
But
the
it's
first
like,
one in
that
history
just
that
shows-
gets impeached
that
by the
just
House
shows
and then gets
you-
reelected.
How stupid the Americans are, and like how
He's gonna get
stupid,
reelected.
How
It's
stupid?
gonna be a joke.
Not the Americans, but Republicans. Like how stupid they are. Yeah. Like,
Americans are stupid.
Yeah.
I look at that whole shit like Drake and Meek.
yeah.
Democrats are Meek.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Republicans are Drake. Like, no, Trump is fucking Drake
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
like, we just don't have the right tactics and don't be right. Even though Meek Mill had a solid point in what he said, he thought spewing facts out on a track was going to win when really it was popularity, it was charisma, it was just being out there. I feel like Republicans have traditionally been more strategic with their moves, and especially when Trump came in, it just was something totally different. There's no way that, I hate to see it now, like I understand now, but there was no way that Hillary was going to win because Trump benefited off of fear.
Yeah.
The fear that started with Obama.
And him not holding his tongue. Like people think that like it's just, you know what I mean? If Obama said half the things that Trump said, they would want Obama impeached just for.
They'd ate him alive.
Grabbing a girl by the pussy. Like.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it just shows you like they're just blind. Like if we're literally gonna have elect an impeached president, but it's whatever. He's always gonna have that on his name. You feel me? Like, and that's what it is. That's what it like. After he's the presidency, his legacy's a stain. You feel me? On America. And like
Amongst
that's how
many stains on America.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even. We don't even need to get that deep into it.
No. I'm just saying that shit's crazy, yo. That
For the
shit
sake of discussion, you know what I'm saying? For the sake of
crazy.
topic, this is what's going on right now. It's some shit that I'm seeing. You feel me? Like, kind of brings us into the N word. I remember.
Take it.
We like that's an interesting topic that you brought up because we wanted to talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? And like that's something that I've always said that like even I, as a black man, you know what I'm saying, probably should take out of my vocabulary.
Well, I want to ask first,
but it's something that I say a lot.
Before we get into that, what's your stance on it? What's your stance on the N-word? Like, where do you want to start with that?
So I do have complex feelings about the N-word, but I feel like it's mine. It's my right. If my hair is kinky, I have the right to wear it out or not. It's just what's been given to me. So
I agree.
It's my choice to embrace. It's my choice to embrace it.
Yeah.
White people cannot embrace kinky hair because they don't have it. They have to manipulate their hair to imitate ours.
Right.
You cannot as much as, because a lot of the times they're not willing to do for, support, give to our culture. I don't feel that they should have to benefit. But it gets complicated when we're talking about music. I know at the end of the day, white people spend money. I don't want to just say I only want black fans. I want my music to reach as much people as possible.
For sure.
But I say nigga, and nigga makes my teeth white. It's all in my music and my songs. So I can't say the person that bought this music from me, that came to see me in a show, a whole crowd is singing, and they supposed to just stop.
Yeah.
It's weird.
They're gonna
It's
bleep it out
weird.
like my.
But I hate when you have these conversations with them, and it's like, well, why can't I say it? And I'm like, that's exactly why. If you have to ask that question, that's the explanation of why you can't say it. And I'm not going to have this conversation with you.
I mean, yeah, I agree. So part of me says, part of me thinks that maybe it is a word that I should stop saying. Like I know when to use. I know what settings I'm in to use that word. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm around saying that wherever. But I definitely agree that like I've been in situations where I've been around white folks that think it's okay to say that. You know what I mean? And it's because one, they've been around people that have allowed it. You know what I'm saying? And that makes them think it's okay. But yeah. As far as the word, I definitely agree. Like it's our word. You know what I mean? Like it was given to black people, and black people took it and made it theirs.
We
you know what I'm saying?
created it. Like, and let's not yes, there is a difference between nigger with the ER and nigga with the A on it. But the is what was given to us. But naturally, in my opinion, as black people, we always turn lemons into lemonade. So that's an example of that. They took our culture from us. We had to create something. This is something in our culture.
Right.
So I just look at it like it's our house. So if we're willing to allow you to be in your house, you have to respect my rules. You can't have your shoes on my carpet, your feet on my coffee table. It's just shit like that. Like, if you're going to be in a culture, you need to understand the boundaries, because at the end of the day, this is not your house. It's my house.
Yep.
That's just kind of how I look at it.
So there was this white girl. I don't really know her. She was on my socials though, and recently was talking about being able to use the N-word, and she and this is weird. It's like a common, I feel like, standpoint from white people that use the N-word, but she felt like she had been living in the city for 5 or 6 years. Everybody that she's around is black, and they let her use that word. She can use that word. So fuck it, fuck you. If you have a problem with it, bang me in the mouth. That's the type of shit she was on, and a lot of people were basically telling her I mean, that's not very smart decision for you to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because your friends, your friends might be okay with that, but when you're out in public and then other people aren't so friendly to white people using that word, so somebody might stomp your face in, you know what I'm saying? But she was on some, well, ain't nobody ever tried me yet type shit, da 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 da, rah rah rah, and I'm just like,
but it's you would think a logical person would know, yo, I'm not gonna be out and shouting that shit.
And I feel like that's her friend's job. Her friend's job is to educate her on why she shouldn't use that word. Right. And whatever, I can't control her friends. If her friends are gonna allow her to use the words around them, they need to at least educate her, yo, you can't use that shit, around outside of us at the least, because, we won't be there to save them from what they do or how they harass you about that shit. But it was just crazy how I saw her take such a crazy stance on, I'm going to use this word. But my thing is, why do y'all want to use it so bad, yo? It's you can't, how, you can tell, motherfuckers have been told we couldn't use this water fountain, we couldn't use this whatever, we couldn't do this, and it's the one thing that's off limits, it's but why? You know what I mean? It's I can't.
I would just say it's the culture, the black culture is the music, our sense of fashion, you know what I'm saying? It's loved by the world, it's loved by everybody, you know what I'm saying? But all that stuff, you know what I mean?
But that to fit in, I guess. I'm going to use the word because I want to fit in with my friends. Is that what it, you know what I'm saying? I don't get it because...
Paul Mooney said...
It's about the culture.
Everybody wants to be a nigga, but they don't want to be a nigga.
Yep. So it's time to be a fucking nigga.
Exactly. You don't want the bad. Exactly. And it's just... Our culture is magnetic. It's influential. I think it's connected spiritual as well. As you know, we are the first race. Everybody comes from Africa. They come from us. So it's... You know what I'm saying? It's that type of thing.
Right.
I can't help with that belief.
These alternative facts. And
but what you're saying, as far as, everybody likes, you know what I'm saying, to be a nigga, so it's time to be a nigga.
Everybody want to dance. Everybody want nice lips. They want big butt. They want to have
the sad thing about
waves.
The sad thing about it at a corporate level, none of what makes our culture... and I heard Kanye West talk about this, what makes our culture, what makes the things that's supposed to make you cool in our culture, we don't own none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem.
Whether it be the jewelry, the fashion,
but that's that's through some systemic shit. Yeah. Overall.
Black dollar.
Right.
Black dollar is there was a chart between, you saw that?
Yep. Terrible.
Yeah. It's less than 4 hours. And Asians can stretch to 2 weeks.
Yeah, some shit and
that's
we are
crazy.
Less than 4 hours.
Spent.
But
that
also, you seen the Killer Mike show?
Yep.
And remember, when he tried to not use any white resources, it was impossible.
He had to go way out his way to go find
he couldn't eat the food because even though it was a black restaurant,
came from a white.
That's crazy. Yeah. I never seen that.
We don't have any.
And that just small little example of it alone.
You have to watch that show.
I
gotta watch that shit.
Yeah. Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. I mean, I heard people. I heard chat. It's not gonna happen, but I heard if we were have somebody else like in our culture run for president, a rapper, Killer Mike would be one.
Killer Mike would probably be a dope
Bun B
president.
probably would be. I would vote for Bun B.
I don't know much about him.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
nothing about Bun B
well
politically,
educated. You know what I'm saying? He's well versed.
but I know Killer
Who
Mike
else?
would do that.
David Banner's definitely a pretty educated
He
dude.
is educated.
Yeah.
But not into the before you cut me off, really. No, I'm
My
just joking.
bad.
Nah, you good. I'm
You
fucking
got
with
you got my.
Yeah,
I was supposed to be rocking this hoodie, by the way.
Hey, yo,
man.
nah, yo,
Shouts
you
out
wanted
to
to be
Minus
like me, yo.
Success, man.
Yeah, yo.
They definitely
I had to
laced
rock it
us.
today.
First off, Justin. All right, look, I pulled up in the parking lot. I get out the car. Justin opened the door and shit, and we in the parking lot looking at each other like, "Yo, we got the same fucking hoodie on." Now, I knew I was gonna wear this hoodie today, but I
So
also
did I.
knew Justin was gonna wear his
Yeah.
hoodie. I knew it without asking him, but I already knew like, nigga, I'm coming to your house, so you have a whole wardrobe of shit to change into. So I figured he'd just be all right. So he like, yo, should I change? I mean, you can. Like, it's up to you, but I'm gonna tell him why you wearing the same hoodie as me, cause you ain't changed. But that shit's funny.
It's all good, man.
Oh yeah. But
It's
to
a
the
dope hoodie.
yeah, it is fire. But the whole being black until it's black thing, like I feel like even hip hop culture is like really welcoming to like all, you feel me, races and all that shit. And then it's like, but people can take parts of it and run with it. Like I feel like you know what I mean, like Post Malone, you know what I mean, he has a lot of hip hop influence. It's not all hip hop music. He has a lot of hip hop influence, and he took the hip hop like current look of what hip hop is and shit like that. But like, don't claim his music as hip hop.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like it's more.
Yeah, I have a problem with him.
I have a
Not
problem
like
with that.
Serious problem with him because I do like some of his
Because
music.
White Iverson, you
but
came
Right.
up in hip hop and you don't
Right.
even claim it.
He doesn't. And I remember it was funny. He was on the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne asked him like, "What are you doing to benefit or give back to the
Yeah,
culture?" or
that was in the
something?" And
beginning. He
like,
was grilling that
I
motherfucker.
don't know. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's like, and ever since then, Charlamagne has always went super hard on him
Yeah.
because he does come off like a culture vulture.
Yeah.
White Iverson, you know what I'm saying? Like with the cornrows and
Right,
shit,
right.
it was so much our culture, and now he's.
I
a
don't
rock
even think
star.
there was
Yeah.
any homage
And
to
you don't
White
claim,
Iverson in
like,
that song. Like he
Everybody's
wasn't.
a rock star, you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it was just like he's not even that genre, but it allows him to take our awards, just like Macklemore.
Right.
You're technically making that music, but you're not really because you have more pop and appeal. But I can still collect these awards that are specifically just for this type of people.
Yeah, because there's other black people that make music similar to that, but they won't allow them to be categorized as what Post Malone is.
Right.
They won't.
Right,
They're
right.
like even outside of him, but even him. But yeah, like if black people music sound like Post Malone shit, it's still hip hop. It's not
It
that.
is always.
It's a subgenre of trap music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They
It's
had
a,
a whole country song.
Right.
And it was not eligible for the country. It even had a country feature on it.
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus had to
I mean,
come out to
so-
get Lil Nas
yeah,
and
that's-
shit.
that's
Considered
crazy.
country. Come on, yo.
That's
That's the
wild.
only reason his got considered.
And when it won something, or I think when it became number one, it was like, congrats, Billy Ray Cyrus. He was a fucking feature on a remix, and you still won't acknowledge whose song it is.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like
Petty
That's wild,
sauce,
yo.
yo.
That's
They
wild
don't
how
like people in
deep
their shit.
rooted that can go. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
they
Like
only
how,
like us in our house.
But like, and then motherfuckers, so then motherfuckers that don't see that type of shit or understand that, they be like really thinking like we're just like, oh, y'all are just not, like,
Mad.
nah, that shit's there. Like
Yeah,
that's,
really,
it's
yeah.
like completely visible when you're dealing with it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like when you don't have to deal with it, of course you don't see it the same. But that shit's real, yo. Like it's
I was
fucking
watching
real.
Oprah, and she had this is an old episode. She had this white lady in there, and basically her job was to teach white people about their privilege, and she would do things like excluding people with brown eyes and treating people better. Like they could get, if you have blue eyes, you can get into the theater first.
Yup.
If you can have these snacks. Sorry, brown eyes. And it was just stuff like that, and it opened their eyes to it, and it was like,
Yep.
I don't know.
Remember
what
that
her
one
name
girl?
is,
Like that one girl she had like freak out and like run out the thing. You remember that shit? I forget that
What
lady's
is her
name, yo.
name? Because that was a cool little thing.
But yeah, we back, right? Rolling
Yeah,
again.
cameras are rolling.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we just got finished listening to some of the music. Definitely, Rhea, you definitely are special. You got some great shit. As far as that, goes, like what are you kind of working with now? Like what are you doing now? I know you mentioned you're more focusing on or you just started the internship with the the engineering.
Yeah, I've decided that it's time that I get into it.
Yeah.
And I got an opportunity to intern, which is something that
Dope.
I never. Things have been coming to me, like, even though this has been a rough year, it started off rough. Things have just been dropping into my life, and all I had to do was ask and say yes. And I've been actually asking and saying yes now to these opportunities. So I'm trying to plug everything in together because my goal is to release. I'm not going to feel confident until I release my first project, which is going to be If Electricity Were a Woman. So I want to give. That's why I have like those. The song I just played for you is super bright and it has energy. That's why I want it, but I also want it to be moody.
Dope song, by the way.
Thank you. So I just want to piece that together, and I want to be able to tinker with shit myself. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
That's cool.
Now, as far as like the some of your next moves, like as far as that EP, like do you even have a rough estimate of when that we could possibly be getting that?
2020?
Would it be in 2020?
It would be 2020.
All
I
right.
want to say June.
June, okay.
Because I want to.
It's a good month. It's my
Again,
birth month.
going back to the song that I just played.
Yeah.
I have the whole set of how I want to do the music video. That's for the Can't Explain song. I still haven't released that. People like that song.
Yeah,
They tell me to drop it, and I won't.
it's another gem.
So.
You know what I mean? Have did you release the one that you got on with on the Cos beat, like the Cos?
That's on
Ira,
SoundCloud.
is that on Ira's joint?
It's on mine.
Oh, it's on yours.
Yeah. That one's on mine.
Are we gonna drop your SoundCloud? We're gonna drop your name SoundCloud, right? So people can find you, right?
It's Dakota Winter.
Yeah.
Like Dakota, like South Dakota, obviously. It's came from J.
Yeah, I was
Cole.
about to ask you.
I was gonna ask where that came from. Like,
I think I'm psychic today. I know,
right?
I bet. I was gonna say, like, was it like a second, like an alter ego type of thing or something? You know what I mean?
It is so it's right now. It's Dakota Winter, the coldest winter. No co-defender.
Wow.
So
Hard.
it comes from a J. Cole line. One of my favorite songs is Cold Summer. It's a freestyle that he did over a beat he chopped up.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I've another winter, cold summer, I predict another winter, because I'm finna drop knowledge like a 5%er. And that's where I got it from. And then Dakota Winter sounds like the coldest winter.
Right.
And he used to always say, like, it's going to be a cold summer, when he came out. So that's where I kind of put it together. And I always wanted to have, like, an alias of a name that's like unique, feminine, but not super girly at the same time. If that makes sense. And I felt like Dakota and Winter, it all fit.
You got that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, you got that shit down to a science.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Chemist with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's sick. There's so many different ways that you can run with that. You know what I mean? Like
that is hard.
So many things you can do with that. You feel me? So that's tight.
I'm actually happy that I was able to articulate that idea because I've never said that to anybody before.
Oh, that's dope.
That was definitely
you heard it here first,
right? But hell yeah. So like as far as influences, I know you mentioned because like I mentioned, we just listened to some of your music. As far as your flow, I mean, you have your cadences. Like, how do you come up with that? I mean, because it's definitely different every time. You switch it up. You know what I mean? So,
I used to love Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay.
I always thought they were super interesting.
Hell yeah.
And I've always gravitated towards people who play with their voices.
Mm-hmm.
Soul, I like soul, unique voices, and I like when it's like kind of tinkered with. So I just got into all these people who did all these crazy things with these melodies, and I loved it, and I just wanted to emulate it. And then I think that's the other thing that's my way that I'm going to be seen is my unique flows. Because sometimes my lyrics can fall a little short. I can admit that. And sometimes I don't always go back to perfect every line because sometimes I like the imperfections. So I feel like I have to do more with my vocal performance for those moments where I feel like my lines are weak or I couldn't think of anything better to say.
Right.
So.
Right. Then as far as your beat selection, is there any specific kind of theme that you kind of gravitate towards as far as choosing your beats, or?
I like shit to hit me like almost immediately. I really don't like the slow build up. I like weird
Yeah.
shit. I want to hear different sounds. I don't like trap beats. I can't write over trap beats. My heart is not in trap, so I can't
Right.
write no trap shit.
Right.
Like, and then like I've been struggling lately. I also love samples. Kanye
Yeah.
West being one of my favorites, like Just Blaze. Like
Yep.
I love the samples. I love a gospel sample, a soul sample flip. Like that's me all day.
Yo. They're definitely you can attest to that. Like they're definitely pioneers of that sample game for sure. You know what I mean? Bringing out classic after classic. Yeah, that's pretty dope. As far as kind of like those different styles, you know what I mean? I definitely see you hear it in your music and you see it, you know what I mean, in your styles. So like I think it's pretty dope. You know. So as far as kind of like what we got, you know, anything planned next for you for 2020? We're at the end. We're wrapping the year up. You know what I'm saying? You know, we about to crinkle it up, toss it into the trash.
I can't really tell y'all my goal. Like I don't know. It's like when you blow out candles
Yeah.
in the cake, you're not supposed to.
So
I do have a very
understand that
specific
completely.
goal towards just the show and artistic aspect that I want to succeed in 2020. But 2020, I feel like 2019 is a setup.
Yeah.
So everything that I called and talked to people about and recorded, all that bluff is going to finally be proven in 2020. I feel like it's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
I got a lot of like good stuff in the soil, and I feel like it's going to grow in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm definitely going to release my first project.
Yeah. We're definitely excited for that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can slide me a few tracks. I ain't gonna leak them. Slide me a few. One of them tracks. Or I'll just get some off SoundCloud or whatever. But
I can send you a track that I'm about to.
word.
I just recorded. It's the last song that I recorded with.
Do you have like New Year's resolutions, or what's your thought on New Year's resolution?
So I don't keep them for shit, but
Yeah.
I'll have them.
I know your bum ass.
I do have one.
Let me hear your
I
shit.
do have
yo.
one. It's not gonna
Come
be your.
on, yo.
It's not gonna be your cliche like. Oh,
Alright,
man,
yo.
hit
Let
the
me hear the
gym,
nigga got a
you know what I
fucking
mean?
New Year's resolution. Go
Start
ahead.
running it. Nah.
Go ahead, yo.
I'm gonna start going to more like thrifts. Yeah, I'm about to start shopping in the thrift store a lot more. Yeah,
Okay.
and buying shit, trying to find fly shit for the low.
I'm
And
trying to
I'm
actually
not
get
gonna,
into
I'm
that
gonna stop
too, yo.
spending my
Let's go
money
together,
on
yo.
fucking sneakers. You know what I'm saying? No, I have all the sneakers I need, and I'm dead in that
Gotcha.
shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a good, easy one.
I mean, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions because I just feel like it's an excuse. Like, why are you waiting for a certain day to attempt to change what you don't like about
It's
yourself?
always going to
Yeah.
be put
It's
off
stupid.
at that point.
Because, I mean, if you can, motherfuckers, it'll be in March. Oh, yeah, that's my New Year resolution. Yo, motherfucker, this year just started. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just use that as an excuse to
It's
push
just the
something off.
marketing. You know what I mean?
Like,
It's
New
just
Year's
the marketing,
resolutions for people, like, being in the fitness and shit, the gym.
Right.
I hate Januaries because that's when everybody signs up for the fucking gym, and the gym be packed.
Should be packed
Gym be
inside.
packed more than any month in January. I'm not even lying to you. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You'll see it because when you go, especially you go to the gym at a certain hour consistently. Like if I always go 8, 9 at night or something, you go always at a certain hour. You see pretty much the similar faces all the time. Like a lot of those people
if you
go
at the same
within
time,
that hour
yeah.
too, or that time period.
They work or whatever.
So, every January you'll start to see an influx of new faces and shit around those hours that you go and stuff like that, and it never fails, yo. And then you'll see it slowly drop off as January fades out.
Yeah, that's
I'm
just
not
crazy,
joking.
man.
Like
That is funny.
It's a
But
funny
it's the truth.
but
yeah.
it's trash. Like, why are you waiting till January to attempt to better your health? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make an excuse for your own health.
I know. Right now I start a new job in the start of the new year. Yeah, new job in the same company, just like in a different department. You feel me? Which is gonna be tight.
Change up.
I'm excited for that.
That's what's
know?
up.
That's what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah,
I started talking to some people, seeing like a different department I can move in. It's like, why not learn some business shit while I'm here?
Right.
Because I'm just too comfortable doing the same shit, and I'm doing a bulk of the work, so that I'm just kind of like, let me move around. I'm a little scared because it's like some technical shit. It's like math. I fucking hate math.
Yeah.
But
Is that what you're doing now?
Math.
That's what you're doing now? Is that what your next?
No, that's what the job would be for because it's forecasting.
Yeah.
So figuring how much needs to be bought based on what the numbers tell us the past quarter or this quarter.
Did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's why every job I always go different departments.
Yeah,
I learn everything I can.
Yeah,
Even when I was working at the restaurant, I did everything. I was salad. I was I did line cook. I was a busser. I was a server.
Get all that experience.
Everything. Yeah, I did everything because
Yeah.
I need to know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, yo.
Definitely.
Get the knowledge, yo, because sometimes you can apply that knowledge to something completely different.
Right,
yo.
my friend got a business, so like sometimes I'll give her my opinion on what she should do and inventory and this and that, and that's just shit that I
Based
learned
off
at
experience.
work. Yeah, I'm learning some business shit. Like they do this, like the introduction is really kind of like a low key little class on business and what's important in their fundamentals. So it's interesting.
That's sick. That's sick. You work in the city? Are you downtown or are you
I'm
out?
in the county.
The county. Where? I work downtown. But yeah, I'm going from like the sales, kind of like the sales team to actually, because I work for like a cyber platform. So like I'm going from the sales team to like more hands-on with the platform, so like more technical and shit. But I'm excited. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Need challenges. I'm feeling a little antsy about it. I don't think I'm there yet, but I do feel like
you'll learn. You know what I'm saying? You'll get it. You know, with the proper training and shit. You feel me?
The proper training.
Yeah.
But that is I will say that about my job. Like, the training can be better.
What is proper training? Like, I've never been properly
I guess it all
trained
depends.
in
It really
any job
depends
I've ever had.
I feel like it depends on the
I've never
individual.
been properly trained for shit.
Because some people can like, you know, just shadow behind somebody and get it visually, and some people maybe, you know, they'll learn a different way, like writing some shit down or, you know what I'm saying?
I've
Taking
never been
notes and
trained
shit, you
for
feel me?
shit.
But
Motherfuckers ain't.
a lot of shit these days, like in my experience, it's just like you gotta go out there and do it. You feel me? You just gotta get on, and then you'll learn as you go and shit.
Pretty much. So Justin, with the year starting to wrap up, yo, any like most memorable moments of the year for you, yo?
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it be your personal life, hip hop culture, life itself, something, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
What's just some like your shit just come to mind?
Well, one this year, 2019, the first time I had my own, could call it my own roof. You feel me? Like this is my plate, my spot.
Same. That's dope.
You feel me?
Cheers to
and
that.
Then another memorable moment was like my brother's celebrate when we went to Turks and Caicos to celebrate my brother's 21st birthday and my parents' 35th year anniversary, I believe. Like that shit was fucking sick.
That's dope.
Hell yeah. But other than that, yeah, shouts out to mad music dropping. I don't know. Shouts out to my job. You feel me? Having a roof over my head. 2019 was a rocky year, especially towards the end of it. You feel me? But 2020 gonna be popping.
Any like most memorable things that like, even if it's something random in your life or something like that, anything
most memorable.
Yep, just pops out in your head this year. Something dope that happened to you, something that set you up for something dope, whatever it be.
Damn, now I feel like my fucking year was boring because I can't think of nothing.
I mean, yeah.
This is a regular year,
Like,
just a year.
Any milestones
You
reached?
just cooking right now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean that's cool. You want to me?
Waiting for the
you
next
cooking
year.
up. You cooking up.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of something at some point.
Gotcha.
Word. I mean, yeah.
If I blurt something out,
So yeah, just
something
come with it.
pop.
I don't. If we mid sentence, if you remember at that time, just go ahead and shout it out.
All right, cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is definitely a nice holiday special. You know what I'm saying, Sean? You got to put some like Christmas shit, edit some Christmas shit in the.
I forgot. I should have brought the green screen, yo.
Right. That would have been tight, yo.
Should have brought the green screen.
Motherfuckers could have been on a sled. You know what I mean? Like the whole time.
That's funny, yo.
It's funny as hell. But...
Up the production.
Right. Sean, you see anything interesting? I mean, obviously in the news, the biggest thing I seen was like, oh yeah,
That hoax?
wait, did we talk
Kidnapping?
about 6ix9ine? Yeah.
No. Oh, we haven't been back on the pod because we didn't shoot last week.
Yeah, like 6ix9ine getting out. I told you he wasn't gonna get right out, motherfucker.
Check it out. Okay. Oh, he's gonna be out next November though. Like, are you kidding?
Somebody saying June
Before
2020.
And then they talking about he
June
might get out
next year.
before that.
Yeah, they saying June.
Because I mean,
Summer coming up.
I think his total was like a 23-month sentence. He's like 12, 13 months in that shit.
Yeah,
whatever it is, a year in, whatever he is. But I mean, what are your thoughts on Takashi? Would you still listen? Or you can still bump? Did you like him before?
No.
Okay.
No.
Justin's still gonna bump him. He said he want to listen to
I
it.
thought he was terrible.
I didn't say I bumped some. I fuck with some of his music, yo.
It was like certain. The Fifi wasn't terrible, but I just felt like such a infant listening to it. Like I felt like I had no brain cells, no nothing. I felt dumb and like dismal, and I just was like, I don't like this. And even like Nicki Minaj, I wanted a better verse from her.
Yeah.
And so I just couldn't. And then the other song that he's famous for, what's it called?
Gummo. Yeah.
He's screaming.
Yeah.
He's screaming. I don't like it. I don't like the color hair. Why is 69 tattooed on your body so much?
That's
just too crazy.
That's what I never understood, but to each their own, I guess.
It was just a lot of questions, and I wasn't liking what I was getting, so I was like, you know what? It's not for me.
Leave this alone.
But he was everywhere.
Yeah.
I kept seeing him, and I kept seeing shit involving him, and this beef, and this happened, and that. And I'm like, why do I keep seeing this, man? Like, no one I'm friends with
listens to him.
Him. But sometimes, like, especially if you want like gossip profiles and stuff, and
you gonna get likes and retweets and all that bullshit.
He was always on those, like the shade rooms and shit like that. So you're going to see those posts, but I just didn't understand why it was so popular. So it's like, I feel like I can't escape this man. I'm always gonna know about his life, because it was like, he got arrested. Is he going to go to jail? He's in jail. Is he going to get out? How much time is he going to get? Now it's going to be what happens after he gets out. It's like, I'm never going to stop hearing about this.
No.
I guess that's a good topic to segue into, you know what I mean? Talking about 6ix9ine, and I'm sure with you being definitely immersed in hip hop culture, and definitely seen how it's changed over the years, you know what I'm saying? What do you think about that shift? Like how hip hop's and rap shifted to now, like how more people gravitate towards stuff like that now. To create,
it's like the younger generation coming in,
motherfucking tattoos
like
on your face, like they're not really so meaningful about lyrics, but more so, the beats and shit. Like, what do you think about that? Do you listen to some of that shit, or is it more so like, kind of, do you listen to more so like soulful shit?
I really prefer soulful shit. Like one of my favorite, if not my favorite artist right now, is a guy named Brent Fayez. He's from Columbia, Maryland. Super dope. I just saw his show. So, but I'm not as plugged in how I used to be with finding different artists and new content. So I'm really kind of just hearing everything that's out. And it's like, I've been trying to plug in more with my old favorites and trying to get inspiration and creative from there. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I need it though. Like the newest artist I say that I got on is this guy named Pop Lord. He's from Atlanta. He came out with a tape called All Gas No Brakes.
Is he a rapper?
He's a rapper. Yeah. He's like he got an Atlanta sound.
Yeah.
But it was just an interesting tape. Like his lyrics aren't the best I ever heard.
Yeah.
It's not the most original, but something about it just stuck with me.
What's he talking about? Is he talking about just like your regular typical, hood shit?
But that's I would if it's kind of like, if I'm gonna listen to that shit, this is how I want it to sound.
Got you.
So he serves that purpose.
I'm
not listening to everybody else. I just can't get into Gunna and Lil Baby like that. So it's just about how they're delivering some shit that I really don't care.
No, I completely agree 100%. I mean, like, you got that mainstream shit, and it's came a long way that we have people like the Gunnas and Thuggas finally getting like that made industry recognition now. But it's like there's also other rappers underground that definitely, like, to your point, touch you a certain way, a different way. You feel me? Like they rap a certain way. You know what I mean? That I gravitate towards. So I mean, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah. It's like, I always do want to experience new shit and like get new artists, just because like music can become stale. and it's just like, but it's so much. It's like it's even harder to find something that I like because it's just so much shit being thrown at me, and a lot of it sounds the same.
Right.
So a lot of times, like I've been put on artists, it's been in like organic moments, like if I'm at a party or somebody's playing them in a car or something like that. But I don't have that because it's not the shit that I want to listen to that I'm around. So
no, yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, I be in search of like new dope artists and shit. Yo, always looking for new music.
I know. Pretty soon, we'll have Dakota Winter's, full length project. You know what I'm saying?
Double album.
You'll have work, on there produced by the homies, right? Like Rodney and all them will be on there, right?
Yeah, I got a bunch of songs with Rodney. I was like, sometimes it's hard for me to finish an idea on Rodney's song sometimes, on his beat sometimes. So I have a lot that are just sitting there that I really like, but I haven't been able to write.
You just got to put that right sauce on it. Yeah. The right spice on it.
Yeah, so I sit with it and I listen to it a lot. And that, and sometimes I'll get like a YouTube beat here and there, and sometimes I'll find a loop and just rap on that. It really depends.
Right. Tight. Yo, did you bring the cheesecake?
Yo, I forgot it, yo. I almost forgot my phone. I had it ready though. My bad.
There's still enough, like.
Yeah, because I made 2, but I brought one to work and just left it there. Gave it to my mans, and then the other one was at my crib.
What you talking about? You made different cakes?
No, there's 2. Just made two cheesecakes, and then strawberry sauce.
But did you make a whole cake? You know what I'm saying?
A cheesecake. One whole cheesecake, a whole circle.
But it's that small though?
It's the size of a pie, nigga. What you mean? You don't know what a cheesecake is? You don't like if you bought an apple pie, that's the size of the cheesecake. What you mean?
Oh no, like so it's like a personal cheesecake. You feel me? It's not like a cheesecake for a whole family.
Yo, is an apple pie the size of one person would eat a whole apple pie?
Nah.
Like a whole circular. What's that? Like a 9-inch diameter pie. So think of an apple pie. Okay, think of a normal size apple pie you see at Thanksgiving.
Yup.
That's the size of the cheesecake. You good?
I understand that.
You good? But hey, one thing, yo. Well, this was an interesting topic. I'm going to pull it up to see.
This week kind of made me sleepy. Yo.
More on in this shit.
Is it making you sleepy?
I'm calm.
I'm built like this.
It's definitely like I think it's more it's a hybrid, but they're more indica leaning hybrids. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'd rather be this. Well, I don't know.
I definitely feel calm too. You know what I'm saying?
I've been trying to figure out ever since I started smoking what type of high I prefer.
Right.
It's just like.
So what do you prefer, sativa or indica?
I don't know. I still don't know to this day. I think I like hybrids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
I like hybrids because I don't like.
But you don't know which one you prefer. Because then there's like a hybrid.
Dominance.
Like indica leaning hybrids and sativa leaning hybrid.
No, I don't know that.
So like, do you like more like the head high?
Let me tell you, my favorite one that I've ever tried was Bubba Kush.
Okay.
I like that one because it wasn't harsh on my breath, and it was just kind of a refreshing high.
Yeah.
But I felt it everywhere, but it wasn't like overpowering.
Yeah.
It was just like
It's
motivational.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it's definitely more like that's an indica. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely more of a body. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
The sativas are the more head high.
Yeah, sativa's like more of a head high, and like indicas tend to be like more of a body.
I don't like the head high.
Like
I get too paranoid.
Exactly.
It's too much going on in here.
Yeah, because like I figured out that I had like underlying anxiety issues some months ago and shit apparently, and then when I realized the 2 like incidents that I did have that was like that like triggered anxiety was literally like on like a crazy strong sativa and like pre-workout, like from the gym and shit. Like
dude, you must say
like all that
shit.
Shit
Must have been like
the first time was like I was on my way to the gym and I just was like smoking some like strong shit with my man, and like I guess between the fucking caffeine and shit for the pre-workout and that specific sativa. Like that shit just like shit set me off, yo. Yeah. Like I started like freaking out. I had like a panic attack type shit. It was
for real?
crazy.
You had to run out the gym?
I didn't get into the gym yet for real. I had like to get picked up for real. Like, I was like fucked up. Yo. Like my heart was beating off fast and shit. I was like, crazy. I didn't know that was like an anxiety attack type of thing. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. Yeah. And then like one other time that was like probably like almost 2 years ago, and then a year or so ago, and then like some months ago I had like an anxiety attack for real, but I didn't know that was what it was till after the fact.
Right.
That shit was crazy. But it was both times. Sativa was involved though. I ain't gonna lie. Dude, I prefer sativas though.
Something that happened to me twice from probably being a little bit too high. You know what I'm saying? And not maybe didn't eat enough or didn't drink enough water these days. But I don't like fell out. You know what I'm saying? Passed out and shit. One time in Chipotle and then one time at the Wretch concert.
Damn, in public, yo. Damn.
Yeah. Like this shit was pretty crazy, man. Like, but
wow.
But I think it was just a result of me, because I did go to the doctor, and it was like a result of me like just being dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
amongst other things.
Yeah, just being hied up, like off the reefer, like smoking that shit nonstop all day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because I've had days where like in the crib, like I've had a day like tomorrow. Well, I would just keep smoking, and then just like wake up. Like, I guess I just like smoke myself out, but like that's not common.
The time it happened in Chipotle, I was in class. So like when I went to ACC, like I would in between going to class, I'd be smoking. You know what I'm saying? Going on blunt rides, and then coming back to class, and then just doing that all day until I got out. So then when I got out, went home, picked up my brother, then drove all the way to Chipotle, and then we were standing in that long ass line, and like I just fucking like my vision just went blurry. You know what I'm saying? Damn. And like the only way I felt better was just like laying down, but like I actually like dropped, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then once I regained my consciousness and like sat down in a chair, like, and got my mind straight, like I was good, you know what I mean? But
that's crazy.
Shit was wild, man.
But
yeah.
I know YouTube changed their like policy shit recently to.
Did they?
I saw like goofy shit.
So like. They're like banning like hate speech now, like videos that
like probably
hate
say
speech.
Nigga or...
But the thing is, like, it's like could it go into like your rights and shit of free speech type shit? Because it's like
what do they consider
on the platform? That's the thing. I'm trying to find the exact article because the things of it, it's like some of it you'd be like.
It's not hate speech.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If it's not like straight like neo-Nazi propaganda type of like that level. You know what I mean? So some of it's like, not that. Yeah, so they've been removing videos and shit, and content's been getting removed. I guess based off of these policies, but it's like some of the shit isn't even really like hate speech. So it's like, well, now you're picking and choosing what people are gonna post.
Yeah.
It's just too commercial now.
Yeah,
that's just the problem. Whenever it comes to commercial, then you know, like
censorship.
Same thing with TV censorship.
Yeah.
You know, that's a joke on TV at this point. They show every fucking thing.
Yeah, they show every. Because I don't. You know, now you watch a lot of Netflix, but when I watch regular cable television now, like you can see how it's changed over the years. Like how they let shit go a little bit more now. You feel me? They got on A&E the cop cam. They be showing people getting killed by the police now on national television.
I saw like
shit crazy.
Real life dick and balls on HBO, and I just wasn't prepared. Like
crazy.
I'm used to seeing, you know, a boob, a butt here and there, but it was just the whole like everything, and I was just
too
like,
much.
what is going on? It ended up being a really good show when you get past the dick in your face. Like, but who wants to start off watching a show like that? It's just not. I get to each his own, but I didn't. That's not how I wanted to get into.
What you was watching? Game of Thrones?
No, it was Euphoria.
Oh yeah, Euphoria.
That's
a great show. And it's coming back. It's coming back for season 2.
It has to.
Yeah,
that show is good.
Sean, did you watch that?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I
don't watch too much TV though.
That's true. Like, that's a show that is critically acclaimed.
I love a good TV show.
Yeah,
I have like.
Who's your favorite character?
What you binging on Netflix right now?
I don't like Netflix.
No Netflix. Hulu.
Disney
Plus.
Wait. Back to Euphoria. Who's your favorite character off that? Is it Zendaya's character?
No, because the bitch forced herself. Like when she didn't pee.
Yeah, that shit made no sense.
I was like, I can't bang with this bitch because she's in love with this weird ass white girl.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I think it's the Latina girl. She's so damaged.
Yeah. You're talking about the one that dates the jock kid.
Yeah,
she is damaged.
I like her, but she's
the jock kid's damaged too. Like he's really damaged.
Oh, he's really fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like, some of this shit. I was like, this is why I don't like this shit.
Yeah. My favorite characters, obviously like the Mac. Like I call him the Mac Miller looking dude. Like,
I do like him. He's super cool, but he needs to be more assertive. Like he should have made her
because he's not real. I mean, he's in that life. But he's not really about that life. Like
he's just doing it. He's just doing it for a purpose.
Yeah, to survive and shit. We don't even know what's about to happen with his ass. Like, but I'm sure he'll make it. I'm sure he's about to make it.
That made me sad. Yeah. So I do like him because I was
so left out this
It's
conversation.
my bad, shot.
Nah,
My bad.
Go ahead, continue, yo.
I don't know if you have Hulu, but if you were able to get the chance to, if you do get the chance to watch the Wu-Tang show. The Wu-Tang Saga.
I didn't get to finish it.
I fell off. Oh, you fell off?
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't 100% into.
You didn't like it that much?
A couple of episodes. Like I was curious enough to want to see where it ended, but I just wasn't invested in it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something was throwing me off.
It was a real slow grind. Like you would think
slow.
They really show like their slow grind to. They don't really blow to the end.
And I get it, and I respect it. It's their story, and they should be able to tell it how they want. But you gotta embellish. It's gotta be a little bit more interesting. And like finding out that what's his name used to fuck their sister. I was just like, the fuck? And,
but
is it true? You shot at your mother, and y'all just
was that all true? Like did Raekwon? That was Raekwon. Did Raekwon really shoot at Ghostface Killer in real life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And y'all are like, so they used to really have apparently like real
drug
beef.
wars.
Like, it was really shit going on. So I'm just not used to that.
It is cool because it shows you how they was rapping niggas, but they definitely easily had the other foot in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but not all of them. RZA, like. I'm sure RZA
was like that good kid,
but he really was into the music. Yeah,
he was into the music. I mean, they made him seem like the nucleus, like that brought everybody together and shit.
Yeah, there's always got to be like one main hit to like make everything.
I absolutely did not think that in real life Raekwon shot at fucking Ghostface. That's fucking crazy, right? And then all of a sudden they're Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? Like,
which is why another reason why I wanted
Ghostface
to finish it. For that reason. Like, how do y'all?
They didn't even talk. They didn't address it. They just kind of like they. I don't want to spoil it for you. If you ever do end up watching it.
Because I was watching the documentary series they did first. I think it was on Showtime.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
It's good. And it goes through everything. And
they talk about all that shit. That's crazy.
I think Dave East was also kind of throwing me off. Even though he's kind of like my personal crush, I just don't know if I want him being Method Man. But again, that's Method Man's choice. So.
Yeah. I thought that ODB was ODB's son, but it's not. Somebody else. Yeah, ODB's son auditioned and RZA didn't cast him. He cast the other kid.
He said the Ice Cube shit not going on around here.
Yeah. He was like, I ain't playing that shit. Yeah.
But who played him?
He did well.
Job.
Yeah, he did well.
That was the best one.
Yeah, his character. Yeah, I agree.
He was spot on. Yeah,
I agree.
So that's really not his son then? That's crazy.
It's not. I looked that up. I did some further research and shit.
Because when I first Googled it, I guess the article I said got falsified. But damn. Well, he'll do a good job.
Yeah.
Definitely do a good job.
Right.
They found a good lookalike then.
Yeah, he looked like he could have been his son for real.
Hell yeah.
Some real shit.
That's dope.
But yeah, once again, definitely appreciate you coming. I think we had a good discussion. Had a whole bunch of good things, good topics to talk about. Definitely excited for what's next from you as far as your music goes. Hopefully everything goes well with the engineering internship and all that.
Thanks.
So anything else you want to tell the world, like what should they be looking out for?
Y'all can follow me on Twitter, Dakota X Winter. I also got the podcast Champion Sound.
Yeah. That's
Champion X Sound on Instagram. I'm going to be dropping music at some point, so check out for that, Dakota Winter.
Hell yeah.
And you'll be seeing me around.
Certain.
But we'll definitely link all those in the description and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't think I really got anything else, to be honest.
Word.
So I guess that's about it for real.
Awesome.
Got nothing else
got
to
a very special holiday edition episode. You know what I mean today.
I could have worn my holiday hat.
You got a holiday hat?
Yeah, I could have wore it.
You have an ugly sweater too.
No.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't own either. You have an ugly sweater?
No, I don't.
Word. But hopefully everybody has a safe, happy holidays, man, and we will see you next week. Well,
yeah, this one's gonna drop Tuesday? This one drops Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be perfect, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, well we'll see.
All right, yeah, we'll catch y'all next week.
All right,
go
peace.
do something.
That was dope.
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah.